My apologies for my welding hat hair. But when I have something to say, I let people have it, especially Twitter. Right now is on my shit list, right at the top of my shit list. Not so much Facebook anymore. To hell with them. They can have it. But when I have something to say, okay, Twitter, Elon, you boobs owe me an apology, okay? You see, not far from here, not that far, all the way up through New York, there are what they called exclusive resorts. I think there's two of them that are still open now. At Beer 30, let me grab my beer. I just it's a nice sunny day, and I had some in the fridge, and it was calling to me. So let me make this exclusively clear. Okay, those funny people that wear the yarmulkes, you can't criticize a Jew, even if you are a Jew or half Jew. Okay, you see, you just can't say anything bad about them, and you couldn't go to communities because there's also gated communities. You see, and when you're an outsider, you're not. You understand where you're getting shut out here. So when I have something to say, okay, evidently they didn't like my comment. I don't like Schumer. I don't like half of them. Ratskins, Dirty Dicky Doo there, Dick Dastardly, whatever you want to call them, any other shit bags, okay? I don't like them, okay? There were also, my father suffered great financial injury from those Jewish people and those junk bonds that they were selling and pushing, and he pushed some of them on his friends and even his own son, namely me, okay? So we're not going to have this two. We're not going to have this two-sided government. See, Charlie Kirk was just touching on this when they put a bullet in him, and I always tell people to kill me would only piss me off. But the second thing that in my nature, okay, you're not going to have, okay, a dual sword justice system and a dual sword society. And anytime you criticize somebody, okay, people are a Jew. That's not a dirty name. That is what they are, or should I call them a Judaist? Okay, I'm not politically correct. I never was. I told you, my military career was keeping people safe and keeping them alive, no matter who they were. It was like a doctor. I did not do my job because I didn't like a pilot because he was an asshole. Okay, those guys, it's called karma. It's a bitch. It comes around. It gets them one way or another. But I'm not going to fuck up his aircraft and kill somebody. I'm not that vindictive. On social media, some people might interpret me that way. Uh, Usually the Amish side of me would just, usually I shun people, but no, not when Twitter's shitting on me like they are, okay? This stuff's got to stop, okay? And it's one of the things that's inciting these young people. They realize they have no future. They're trying to grasp onto something, but they don't have a concept that even they are being used. And this is part of our society that it's where parents, that's where your parental control that the government's also trying to take away from you is going on. I know, sweetheart. My pussycat, she, from that incident, she caught a bad case of the fleas down at the shelter. And I've been nursing her along. So far, she's pretty good. But I had to clean up the rest of the house, too, because it was like 4 days after I brought her home, I realized there was a big problem. And not to mention, they're jumping all over me out here with this solar maximum that's going on. It's a problem. Let's get back on topic, okay? So what I just told you is we have justice for ye and we have rules for thee, and they're doing the same thing even on social media and every platform. Okay, even around here, I called a lawyer a dirty Jew because that's what he is, and he got all offended and butthurt. Well, then straighten yourself out and get your head and your ass wired right, okay? Because I know what people are. The minute I meet them, I can see right through them, and I hate to be like that. But when somebody's insulting you and you can't tell them insult them back, just like Twitter's fucking me. Hey, screw you, Twitter. You know what I mean? That's just the way I feel about it. Don't go down, like I said, I always told people, don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining, that you're not racist, you're not prejudiced, you're not anti-Semite. Well, I'm a Christian at heart. I'm a different sort, okay? There are Christian Jews, too. I was invited to one of those churches. But I'll tell you that the injury that caused something in my life was a molestation, okay? And we're not going to discuss it, and it also involved a female, okay? I let people in my personal life this far, but it's from personal experience and what I've been told. Okay? But as I said, this stuff with Twitter and this censorship, this is America. Let freedom ring. They're selling, I guess, new license plates. I just saw them here, a white plate. Let freedom ring. This is not fucking freedom. And not the surveillance network that they have this entire society. We know who the shitbags are in society. All you got to do is ask the people that live there and observe them. You know who the shitbags are. You don't need all this spyware and high tech, unless you are really that ignorant and lazy. But I'll tell you, it troubles me what's going on, especially with Twitter. I'll upload this later, and I just want you people that saw this to think about it, okay? I have a project going there. I'm tired of getting my tootsies crushed by firewood, so I put some wings there on the old log splitter. We're not talking about that today. Not when Twitter has me this ticked off. That close. I'll start talking to some lawyers. We'll see what they have to say. But don't censor me. I'm not a bad guy. Your enemies right now are in the White House. And Trump, oh, he took back trillions and billions of dollars, and he's floating the idea of giving us some Obama-era chimp change. Seniors, people like me are thousands of dollars behind in bills. There's no work out there, really. I got a prospect right now to pick stuff up. But I'll tell you, you know, this vendetta that Trump is on instead of helping the American people, and that's what everybody says in the supermarkets. We're getting fucked by Trump. When you go for groceries, when you go for medicine, when you go to pay a bill, they're jacking up all the cell bills, everything. Well, geez, I kind of foresaw that when they're going to start decommissioning people, as we say. Well, we won't say deport. We'll say decommissioning people. I saw all this coming. I was talking about it the last, 14 years on my... I've been on YouTube, I think, since 2012, maybe 2014. I've been on YouTube, I think, 2014. I have to check my records. I was still doing the motorized bicycles and different things and home craft projects. Take my word for it. They're not being honest with us. Charlie Kirk was onto it, and that's why he's dead.